Hi, welcome back to When Leaders Evolve. Yesterday, I had the honor of leading a session, the Women's Hub, with 22 really incredible women, founders, leaders, changemakers, each of them navigating their own version of evolution. And maybe it happened on 11/11 because we picked that date as it carries so much symbolism about awareness and expansion. And the conversation really felt deep and amplified. The theme was alignment and what it truly means to be in alignment with your inner calling, your body's wisdom, your deeper truth. And what touched me most was how many women shared that it isn't clarity they're missing. It's the felt sense of alignment. They know the words, they know their vision and also their purpose. But they cannot feel always when they're actually in tune with it. That landed really deeply for me because, alignment isn't a concept. It's a frequency you inhabit. And in a world that constantly pulls us into speed, into comparison, into even competition, and most of all into performance, feeling that frequency requires slowing down enough to hear yourself again. So what is alignment? We often use alignment as it means everything's working, everything's in flow, everything's fine. But alignment doesn't mean that everything is easy or perfect. Alignment means coherence. That who you are, what you believe, and how you act are in rhythm with one another. When I'm aligned, I don't feel perfect. I feel true. My choices feel clean, even if they're uncomfortable. There's less noise inside. I stop managing and I start listening. And people can feel it. Alignment has an energetic authority. It's not loud, but it's magnetic. Most of us drift out of alignment not because we stop caring, but because we start compensating. We say yes when our body says no. We overgive. We overthink. We try to earn belonging or maybe appreciation by being everything to everyone. Before we know it, we're leading from obligation rather than truth. We've lost coherence. But our body always tells the truth first. We might feel a tightness in our chest. Or we feel just very tired, and no sleep can fix that. Maybe there's even resistance to things that used to excite you. That's misalignment. It's not a punishment, it's a feedback. It's your system whispering, hey, you've drifted. Come home. Yesterday, as we spoke in the circle, I could feel it. The moment the group dropped back into presence, it was obvious. The energy shifted in the room. In that moment when every woman was tuning within, was listening instead of thinking. The noise quieted, the bodies softened, And yeah, there was this invisible click. The alignment returned. It reminded me how simple it actually is. Alignment doesn't start with doing. It starts with allowing. When you allow yourself to slow down, to breathe, to listen, you give your inner wisdom a chance to catch up. You re-establish coherence between your inner world and your outer actions. So what can we do to practice realignment? If you have the feeling you might have drifted away, here are 3 simple ways to return. First, regulation. Breathe before you decide. Take a pause. If it's just a moment, that's okay. But become aware that you need this regulation. Because clarity can't reach a tense body. If you allow yourself to pause, you can feel how the tension in your body becomes more soft and you open for clarity. Second, reflection. Ask yourself, is this still true for me? Or am I maintaining something that's no longer aligned? And if that still is difficult for you, you can first practice to feel in your body and feel into how your body says yes. Just ask yourself, how does it feel in my body when I say yes? And then you can switch and say, okay, how does it feel in my body when my body says no? How do I recognize that? How do I feel the no in my body? And then go back to that question. Is this still true for me? Is there a yes in my body? Third, reattunement. Do one small thing that reconnects you to life, with life. So it can be just, getting up from your chair and doing a little shake or a little dance. It also can be a walk in nature or a walk around the block if you're in the city and make yourself aware of the life outside there. Maybe you want to go and have a swim in the sea, or maybe you want to do a little writing in your journal about one single honest sentence. What is it that's really deeply true to yourself? So sometimes we don't have much time. Sometimes we need to make a decision, or we need to have that call or that talk, and we want to get into alignment. Then just take these few minutes to reattune and feel into the aliveness in you again. Maybe through music, whatever makes you feel alive in that moment. And if you feel you're having a big decision to take, or there's something else you need to have clarity for in your life, then try to get out in nature. Try to see how you can ground yourself, how you can be inspired by the life that flows through nature. You don't have to redesign your life. You just have to find your own signal again within you. For me, leadership is exactly that. It's about maintaining coherence. Because whatever frequency we hold, we transmit. People will feel whether you are in coherence, whether your talk is actually in alignment with your actions, whether what you are sharing with others, what is inspiring you and how you want to live your life, or how you even want to see this world, unfold and how we can co-create it, people feel whether you are walking the talk, whether you are actually taking actions according to that vision. When a leader is aligned, the whole system stabilizes. But when we're misaligned, even the best strategy can't compensate for that. That's why this work of inner alignment is not separate from impact. It is impact. It is the foundation of a regenerative business, of conscious leadership, of the future we want to co-create. People often use the word manifestation. To me, alignment is the science behind this. When what you believe, what you say, and what you do are congruent, you naturally attract opportunities that resonate. It's not luck. It's coherence meeting coherence. And that's why you don't have to chase what's meant for you. You have to become what's meant for you. This is the heart of my upcoming book as well. You are what the world needs now. Because I truly believe that when you are aligned with your own truth, and when you give yourself the permission to be who you already are, you become what the world is asking for. Your being becomes your contribution to the world. Because that's why you're here for. You do not lead from striving. You lead from authenticity. And that's also what the women in the circle yesterday reminded me of. That our alignment isn't just personal. It's actually collective. When we come back into coherence with ourselves, we help the world to do the same. One by one, and then together. If you can, take a breath with me right now. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment. And ask yourself, where am I slightly out of alignment? What would being in tune with me and with my truth feel like today? What wants to come alive through me when I'm aligned? How can I support myself being in alignment today? And maybe also tomorrow. That version of myself within me that is more aligned to who I am. How can I allow that version of myself come out and get more space in my life? Let the answers arise softly. You don't need to force them. They'll probably come as a feeling first. So just observe those feelings and acknowledge again that there is no bad emotions. There is no bad feelings. Feelings that arise are signals to help us come back home, to help us find our way back into alignment and into coherence. They help us get back on track on our path so that we can and we give ourselves the permission to unapologetically express who we are and what we're here for. Alignment isn't a one-time goal. It's a relationship you tend to daily. You drift, and then you notice, and then you return. That's leadership. That's growth. That's evolution. And every time you return to alignment, you strengthen the field of everyone around you. You can feel it now around you, how whilst you were listening to this and the moment you have dropped within, you can feel that there's more calmness in your field. There's more grounding, there's more allowance. It might feel a bit more like, this is me. I'm here. You don't have to try to achieve something. You just have to listen within and to come back to your own strength, your own truth. Because you know by now, when leaders evolve, the world changes. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening in.